Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you caught my Minor Arcana video, you already know how the suits work and what the numbered cards represent. Today we are covering the 22 cards that make up the Major Arcana. While the Minor Arcana reflects everyday situations, the Major Arcana shows up when something bigger is going on. A turning point, a major shift, something that is going to matter. When one of these cards appears in a reading, pay attention. The 22 cards are numbered 0 through 21, and together they tell a story called the Fool's Journey. One figure moving from pure potential at the start through challenge and transformation, all the way to completion at the end. Every card represents a phase of that journey. You do not have to believe in anything supernatural to find these cards useful. A lot of people use them simply as a mirror, a way of asking, where does this show up in my life right now? The answers are often surprisingly honest. Let us go card by card. Card 0. The Fool. A young figure is about to step off a cliff, looking up instead of down, completely unbothered. He represents pure potential and new beginnings, the moment before anything has started. When this card appears, it usually means something new is beginning, or needs to. Take the first step even if you cannot see the whole path yet. Card 1. The Magician. The magician stands at a table with a wand, a cup, a sword, and a pentacle in front of him. One arm points up, one points down. What exists in your mind, you can make real in the world. This card is about taking action. You already have what you need. Stop waiting and start doing. Card 2. The High Priestess. The High Priestess sits quietly between two pillars, holding a scroll that is only partially visible. She represents intuition and the part of you that already knows things you have not consciously figured out yet. When this card comes up, it is a signal to stop looking outward for answers. Get still enough to hear yourself. Card 3. The Empress. The Empress sits surrounded by wheat, trees, and flowing water, completely at ease. She represents growth, creativity, and abundance in the fullest sense. This card often points to a time when things are flourishing, or a reminder to create the right conditions for growth rather than forcing it. Card 4. The Emperor. Where the Empress is nature, the Emperor is structure. He sits on a stone throne, armored in a bare, rocky landscape. He represents order, discipline, and stability, the energy that builds systems that last. This card often signals a need for more structure, consistency, or follow-through in your life. Card 5. The Hierophant. The Hierophant looks like a religious leader, sitting formally in official robes with followers at his feet. He represents tradition, institutions, and established ways of doing things. This card raises a genuine question. Are you following a certain path because it genuinely makes sense to you, or simply because it is what you were taught? Card 6. The Lovers. Despite the name, this card is not only about romance. Two figures stand beneath an angel in a scene that feels like a major choice being made. The Lovers is really about alignment with your own values. It asks whether you are choosing what is actually right for you versus what is easy or expected. Card 7. The Chariot. A warrior rides a chariot pulled by two animals moving in opposite directions with no reins. He directs them through focus and will alone. This card is about pushing through, staying determined when things are pulling you in different directions. The goal is reachable, but it is going to take discipline. Card 8. Strength. A woman calmly and gently closes the mouth of a lion, looking completely at peace. She is not overpowering it. She is working with it. This card is about inner strength, the quiet, steady kind, not the loud, forceful kind. Patience and composure will get you further right now than pushing hard. Card 9. The Hermit. An old man stands alone at the top of a mountain in the dark, holding up a small lantern. The Hermit is about solitude and going inward. Sometimes the answers you need cannot be found by talking to more people or consuming more information. They require quiet, alone time, and honest self-reflection. Card 10. Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune shows a great spinning wheel with figures rising and falling around it. This card is about the natural cycles of life. Things go up and things go down. Good periods end. Difficult periods also end. It is a reminder not to hold too tightly to how things are right now because the wheel keeps turning. Card 11. Justice. Justice sits holding a sword and a set of scales, her expression completely neutral. This card is about fairness, truth, and consequences. Actions have outcomes. Choices have results, not as punishment, just as the natural result of cause and effect. It often appears when honesty and accountability are needed, including honesty with yourself. Card 12, the Hanged Man. A figure hangs upside down from a tree by one ankle, but looks calm and almost peaceful. He is not being punished. He chose to be there. This card is about pausing and seeing things from a completely different angle. Pushing harder is not the answer right now. Let go of control, and a new perspective might change everything. Card 13, Death. The Death card almost never means someone is going to die. Worth saying clearly, what it means is that something is ending or needs to. A chapter, a relationship, a version of yourself you have outgrown. Holding on to something that is already over does not preserve it. It just delays the space that something new needs to grow into. Card 14, Temperance. An angelic figure stands with one foot on land and one in water, calmly pouring liquid between two cups. This card is about balance, patience, and trusting that slow, steady progress is still progress. It often appears when things are stabilizing after a hard period. Keep going at a sustainable pace. Do not rush it now. Card 15, the Devil. Two figures are chained to a pedestal below a dark horned figure, but the chains are loose. Either figure could walk away. This card is not about evil. It is about being stuck in something you have the power to leave. The chain is often not external. It is the story you keep telling yourself about why you cannot change. Card 16, the Tower. The tower shows a tall building struck by lightning, its top blown off, figures falling. Nothing about this image is gentle. But here is what the card is really saying. Towers fall when they were built on something unstable to begin with. What gets destroyed was already fragile, and what gets cleared makes room for something that can actually hold. Card 17, the Star. After the tower, the star feels like a long exhale. A figure kneels peacefully by water under a clear night sky, pouring water gently onto the land. The star is about hope and healing after a hard period. This card signals that it is safe to start rebuilding and that what you are moving toward is worth the effort. Card 18, the Moon. The moon shines down on a strange landscape. A lobster crawls from a pool. A wolf and a dog howl upward. The moon represents confusion, anxiety, and the way fear distorts reality. When this card appears, things are probably not as clear as they feel right now. The anxious thought at 2 a.m. feels like the truth. It usually is not. Card 19, the Sun. A child rides a white horse with arms wide open under a blazing sun. The sun is one of the clearest positive cards in the deck. Clarity, energy, confidence, genuine joy. After the confusion of the moon, things come back into focus. This card is a signal that things are opening up. Card 20, Judgment. An angel blows a trumpet from the clouds. Below, figures rise up and open their arms. This card is about a moment of honest reckoning, not punishment, but taking stock. Are you living in a way that reflects who you actually are and what you value? Or are you still running an old version of yourself that no longer fits? Card 21, the World. The final card shows a figure dancing freely inside a wreath, surrounded by symbols of all 4 elements. The world represents completion, a cycle fully finished, the lessons learned. But in the tarot, completion is never truly the end. The wreath is shaped like a 0. The dancer is about to become the Fool again at the start of something new. Now you have all 22 cards. The Fool starts out open and full of potential. He meets teachers, makes choices, develops discipline, goes inward, faces the hard stuff, heals, and arrives at wholeness. And then the cycle begins again. Every single one of us is somewhere on that map, probably in different places in different areas of our lives at the same time. That is why these cards have been around for hundreds of years. They work because they name real things, not supernatural things, just human things. That is the Major Arcana, all 22 cards from the Fool to the World. If you want to go deeper, get a deck and spend time with each card one at a time. The explanations in a video like this are a starting point. The real understanding comes from sitting with the cards yourself. My Minor Arcana video is in the description if you want the full picture of how all 78 cards work together. If this was useful, a like and subscribe genuinely helps. Drop a comment and let me know which Major Arcana card you connect with most or which one confuses you. See you in the next one.